Hello, and welcome to Runkle of the Bailey. My name is Ian Runkle. I'm a Canadian criminal defense and firearms lawyer. Today I want to address something that I've been seeing online and in the media and in the Liberal Party messaging, saying Bill C-21 is not going to be such a big deal for Airsoft. It'll just require that we do the US-style orange tips. So you can see here, this is a US retailer, or UK-style sort of funky colors. And I'll note that the UK only requires this if you are not a member of sort of an approved airsofting club, airsofting organization. People who are members of that can buy whatever they like. But lots of people have sort of floated this idea. It's going to be okay. All you need to do is just change the color. One of those people is Bill Blair, and I'm going to quote him here. He says, "It's certainly possible for people engaged in the manufacture or retail of those devices to render them, either by color or by significant markings, distinguishable from the real thing, and I don't think that, in any way, limits their recreational use." Now, when Bill Blair tells you something, unless he's telling you he'd like another drink, I don't recommend believing him, because Bill Blair's record for accuracy when he talks about the law is incredibly poor, and to a degree where you can draw your own conclusions. I think it would be hard for somebody to be wrong that often just by accident. Even idiots sometimes land on the right thing. And Bill Blair does not seem to do that when he's talking about Bill C-21, when he's talking about these firearm bans. So anyway, let's have a look again at Bill C-21's airsoft provisions, because if what they wanted was to make make orange tips fine or unusual colors fine, they would have written that right into the legislation. So did they do that? So we see here, there is nothing here about changing the definition of what a replica firearm means in terms of allowing things that have a distinctly colored tip or else distinctly different in terms of the paint or color. That has not been changed in the legislation. So you're saying, well, I mean, obviously that doesn't make it a replica because, then it doesn't look exactly the same. However, the courts have in the past held that an orange tip is not sufficient, that color is not sufficient. So let's have a look at some cases here just so that I can kind of prove my point, because this is not something that's accurate, what he's telling the public here. So we have Smith and Canada, and Smith and Canada involves somebody trying to import something. I'll just read here. As to the issue of whether it meets the definition of a replica firearm, Mr. Smith's argument can be summarized as follows. The device in issue is made of lightweight plastic and is much lighter than a real firearm. It does not have a working bolt or a chamber or an imitation bolt. It has orange markings on the muzzle and above the muzzle, which a real firearm does not have. It fires plastic BB pellets at 220 feet per second, and it does not have a metal barrel. Mr. Smith further submitted that the standard of quality of the device in issue was lower than that of a real gun. For the above reasons, it was Mr. Smith's submission that the device in issue is a toy gun and does not resemble with precision or with near precision a real firearm. And then continuing on, regarding the fact that the device in issue has an orange tip, the commissioner noted the expert testimony, as well as the tribunal's decision in Cervello in Canada, and submitted that it was not determinative and that nothing could be derived from this characteristic. So they're saying the color here doesn't matter. The orange tip doesn't matter. So that's one case, but maybe I've got some others. They actually reference another one, Cervello. I'm not going to go look at that one right away. Instead, I'm going to look at the case of Arthur in Canada, Border Services Agency. It says, in its view, the 6mm orange tip projecting from the muzzle is not a feature which serves to differentiate the pistol in issue from a real firearm. With respect to the bright orange tip projecting from the muzzle, the tribunal is of the view that this does not make the pistol in issue sufficiently distinguishable from the Desert Eagle pistol. So the color has not been held to be something that makes it distinctive. Bill Blair is saying that, oh, you can just change the color. That is legally wrong. And if he wanted it to be legally correct, he could have put it into Bill C-21. They didn't. So when they tell the public, oh, this is no big deal, they're basically just playing politics. They're trying to convince the public that they're not banning airsoft, when really that's exactly what they're trying to do. So the other thing to consider is let's say we get them to agree, we push them and they agree that they're going to add these provisions, that a funky color will be okay, or an orange tip. Well, at that point, you're still looking at the same problem, which is that they still want to ban it. You're just convinced them to do it slower. So go on, hey, you want to do this, do it real slow. This is my first time, take it slow, is not a winning strategy. What it just means is that later, what you'll see, is them ratcheting up, oh, well, this wasn't good enough. We tried just doing this and, we're unsatisfied with the results. And so now we need to just ban them outright. Now we need to take them out entirely. So this is not, in my view, a suitable solution here, but moreover, it's not what's in the law. When they're saying that this will be fine, you can still play Airsoft. It'll just have to have an orange tip, or it'll just have to be a different color. That's lying to the public. There is no argument that that is actually the way things are going to be applied here. Canada, or the Canadian Border Services, regularly seizes guns with orange tips, with different colors. This is not true. So that kind of ticks me off. I don't like it when I see politicians floating this, and, there are people who are buying it. I'm seeing people online say, oh, well, this isn't such a big deal. It really is. So Bill Blair, be honest with the public. Don't be telling us that it's going to be okay if it's, significant markings or different color. This is not accurate. Fix your law if that's what you want to do, but this is not, you're not telling the public the truth here. Anyway, thank you for watching. I kind of wanted to get this one out because I'm really annoyed by this. I've had a whole lot of people pointing me to Bill Blair's statement here, and so now I'll be able to point to this video, and you can too. You can point to this video and say, nuh-uh. Bill Blair, as I said, is not a reliable source of information on this. There are several statements he's made with respect to these things that are just not defensible at all. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank my Patreon supporters at the $50 level: D. Mo, Sir Daniel Wicks of Alberta, Canada's National Firearms Association, Jason Elliott, North Central Process Service, Jean-Guy Toussaint, and Kyle Martin. At the $20 level, Cameron Johnson, Dale Nesbitt, and Andrew Elsich. And at the $30 level, Sights and Arms Limited. Thank you once again for watching. I hope this has armed you with knowledge, and sorry, this one's kind of a depressing one, but I kind of had to respond to what I've been seeing here. Anyway, thank you once again. Until next time.